ice cream cone cupcakes. Yay! It's really sweet. It's very, very sweet, and it's falling apart. Oh my God. Hi everyone, welcome to Talkin Chalk. I didn't think this intro through. Today I'm talking about ice cream cone cupcakes. I wanted to do something fun. I'm going to put this down. We're getting to, oh God, this is going to tip over. We're getting to the end of the term now here in sunny Australia, which hasn't been very sunny lately. And we're starting to wind up. We're getting to all the fun things at the end of the year, which also means it's getting to the silly season. Things go off, routines go off, sometimes for good things and sometimes just because it's so crazy. And I know this is the time of the year that we're trying to do something different and interesting with our kids and often rewarding our kids for the wonderful things that they've been doing throughout the year. So today I'm going to show you how I make ice cream cone cupcakes. These have always been a hit, whether you're making them and taking them in as a treat or whether you're making them with your class. Once you know how to do it and get yourself into a routine, it's super easy to do. So before I show you how it's done, I just want to remind everyone that the subscription button and all the links and everything are below. It's just started raining. Sunny Australia. I don't know if you can hear it. And if you're not getting notified that videos have been uploaded, apparently there's a notification bell somewhere on my page that you can click, so you can always click on that if you want to follow along. So I've done this pretty much the same way for a number of years, and then I hit a snag today when I went to the shops to buy the ingredients for this, because I normally use I'm guessing it's aerosol can frosting of some kind, and it's perfect white, which is great when you want it to look like an actual ice cream. And it wasn't there. It wasn't anywhere. My local Woolworths has remodeled, so I couldn't find anything. But either way, once I got to the cake and icing section and everything, it wasn't there. So we had to make do. So we decided we would get a can of, I think it's Betty Crocker's pre-made frosting, which is white, and whipped cream. I've never tried it with whipped cream before. I normally use icing for this one. So we thought we'd give that one a go. So I put them in the fridge afterwards. I usually like to put them in the fridge to let them set, and this is what it looked like. So this was the Betty Crocker frosting. God, that's good. And this was the whipped cream. Now you saw that one was much bigger. I literally put the whipped cream on that before I started videoing. This one's been in the fridge, so you can see if it's in the fridge, it kind of sinks. I know it's got sprinkles on that one too. That could have been the reason that it sunk a little bit. I've never used it before, so I might have to play around with it and see if there's different ways that I could maybe get it to keep some height. But I mean, if you're doing this with your kids in the classroom, they'll put it on straight away, most likely eat it straight away, and you won't get that sort of sinking thing. Because the icing is so much heavier, it was harder to get some height on this one. It was really frustrating too, because that frosted can ice cream, sorry, aerosol can icing that I used to use would give it height and make it look like a real ice cream. So it's a shame I couldn't find that for this one today, but hey, mistakes are proof that you're trying. Let's hope that doesn't tip over. So I enlisted the help of the family, and we decided we would try and make them together. So they weren't as neat and tidy as I usually aim to get, but this is how it went today. So basic ingredients, we're just going to use the greens, classic vanilla cupcakes mix, pre-mix, well not pre-mix, the Coles ice cream cups, they have to be the ones with the flat base, and then I've got my different toppings there, the icing, the whipped cream, eggs, yada yada, bowl. So what we're going to do is we're going to put cones in here, and I've got my helpers. Hello! So I need you guys to put those into the pan standing up here. There you go, buddy.
Raged.
One in each one. So they've got to stand. Yep, that's it. Perfect. Kind of in the middle as much as you can.
I'm not a perfect lady, am I? I don't need to make things perfect.
So at the moment when they're in the tray, if you watch, that's very wobbly. They're all going to fall down. Don't worry, they won't do that once you actually put the cake batter in there. So guys, can you stand that up? We're going to stand those up, guys. So in here you can see we only need to add eggs, milk, butter. That's what we're going to do. And we're just going to chuck the ingredients into this bowl, whoops, and give it a mix, and then we'll show you how far we've got to put it in.
Excuse me?
So we're just going to give it a hand mix before we use the electric mixer.
Hand mix.
Okay, it's now been given an electric mix, and we're going to put it into the cones. So when you put it into the cones, you're only filling it up 2/3 full, not completely full. So what I like to aim for is kind of like that ridge that's in there. That's it, no higher than that, because once you get higher than that, it's going to overflow. So I mean, it depends on which cones you get. I don't know if I got a different brand this time or not. Sometimes it's just kind of guesswork and getting used to it. So we're all going to use just small spoons to scoop in, and the trick is when you scoop in, you can't dribble bits on the side because they'll cook to the side and then it'll just get messy. So the trick is to try, well, if you want it to look neat and tidy, the trick is to do it without spilling drips everywhere. So for example, I'm trying to do this one-handed as I hold the phone. I'm waiting for all those drips to finish, or I could just wipe it off. And then I'm going to dribble it in. And
it's gonna take forever.
Well, yeah, it does get a bit slow if you want it to be perfect. If I want to let it dribble though,
I just want to let it dribble. Can I do that?
You can let it dribble.
Thank you.
We'll see how messy it gets. So I'm taking a few now. See, I've just dribbled it on the side there.
That's how mine's gonna look afterward.
That's gonna cook to the side. And well, that can be my nice messy example. Now I may have just gone over my limit there. I'm just going to shake that a bit to tap it dry, but I can get a tissue and wipe that out if I want to. Okay, so we're going to start filling it up now. Okay guys, let's do it.
I'm just going to let it dribble.
So we've pretty much made a massive mess, and I'm going to tidy these up, but you'll see there's a bit of batter left over, which would probably make 13 or if you had, you know, bigger cones it would fit in. So the benefit is then the kids get to lick the bowl.
Fine.
So in a minute I'm going to get a tissue and just clean up those edges there, but you can see I've purposely filled this one to the top so you can see what will happen when you put it in too much. And I'm going to wipe these up. Alright, so what I've done is just tried to wipe away the bits around the edges where possible. I've left some at the back looking a bit messy, so you'll see what that looks like at the end. So these just go straight into the oven that I've been preheating on 180 degrees. So I'm just going to open that up. Now, see how they're not wobbling as much now that they're filled with the cake batter, but you're still going to take it easy because they could still tip over. You can do these on just a regular flat pan. I just find that at least if I've got them in the muffin tray, that if one tips over, it's not going to knock the rest over. So they are now going to stay in there for, let's check the box what the normal time would be, 20 to 25 minutes. So for this, I use less time. So I'm going to check on these in 10 to 15 minutes and see how they're going. So I've taken them out of the oven and I've just put them on this rack so they can cool, and you can see what happens with all those dribbles around the side. They just burn, which is why you want to try and keep it, that one's not too bad over there, you want to keep it as neat and tidy as possible. So this is the one that we stacked too high and you can see it overflowed and that's just not going to look really good. I mean, I could probably cut those bits off, but you're going to, I'll try and cut them off so you can see, and then it'll just look really dodgy. So now I'm going to let these cool, thanks hubby, before we get to the next step. The cupcakes have now cooled, and you can see what happens when you get dribbles all over it. Obviously it burns because there's not much on there. As long as it doesn't go on the outside of it though, you can get away with it. So this one, it hasn't really dribbled except for that bit there around the outside, but even if you try and pop it off, which I don't think I can do one-handed, if you try and get it off, it still leaves a mark underneath it. The problem with things that, with the ones that do spill, if it goes over the edge, your cone isn't going to stand up afterwards. You're going to end up with that soggy mess that's there, which is why you want to try and get it in as neatly as possible. So this one's okay because you can see sort of the marked bits there, but looking around the edge, that's going to be okay. So we're going to try and add now the icing part, which is what makes it look like ice cream. So normally I use an icing that comes in a can, and I couldn't find it at the shop. So we picked up this delicious one, and I've put it into this decorating thing that came from this kit here. I love this. I like this because you push it down and you don't lose the pressure from it. We thought we'd try something different as well. We've never tried using whipped cream on top, so we're going to try some with both today. Okay, so hold it, yeah, about there. All right, you ready? So I just like to go around the outside, doesn't need to worry about the middle. Don't move your hand down, don't move your hand. Keep it still. And you want it to go up and up and up and up and up like an ice cream cone. Yay! Oh, we missed a bit on the side. That's okay. Oh, we can fill that in. Yeah! So what we need to do though is put that into the fridge so that it stays in that position or it will melt. So now what we can do is try, we can try the cream one. So we'll give that a shake.
Yeah, whipped cream.
Move over down.
Whipped cream has 3 colours.
Okay, so yeah, let's have a look at how it looks. You hold this.
And then brown and then red.
Hold it, Logan.
There. Okay, are you ready? Stay still, hold it still, don't move it. Oh, this actually looks okay. It looks okay.
I'm going to choose this cone and put whipped cream inside there.
Hang on a sec, let's just have a look and see what happens if we put some, put some sprinkles on it. Do they stick to whipped cream?
Yeah.
Wait.
I suppose they
We'll put that underneath. Ready? Stay still, stay still. Will it stick or will it make it sink? Oh, it stays on it. That looks okay. Okay.
Not in my toes.
Okay.
So you have to
Try
hold
it together.
Hold it this way. You should be able to do it. So, and then you have to push your finger that way. Okay? Ready? Push. Push.
Since I have a little hole in mine, I'm going to put some whipped cream inside.
Okay.
Right?
You can try and salvage the damaged one.
How do we do this?
You've got to push it down hard, hard. That's it. Keep pushing. Hang on. Do you want a hand? That's it. That should be enough. That should be enough. Okay.
So now I got it inside. I'm going to use some of this.
That's the icing. Yeah.
Get out.
No, you've got to push this way.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Oh, so much sugar. Are you going to put sprinkles on top?
Yes.
Okay, over here on top of the tissue. Okay.
Mine.
Wait.
Extra cake came
Wait,
with mine,
come
so
here.
I'm going to steal it.
What's the verdict?
The what?
The verdict. Is it good? Taste it. Like, bite into it.
What's happening? You peeps, John here with
It's actually pretty good.
Is it good? Tasty? Xavier, is it tasty? He's not sure. Sorry. Anyway, you can see it's lots of fun with the family. We enjoyed it. My little bub wasn't too sure about it because he just kept walking around saying ice cream, and then getting confused when he bit into cake. And that's the fun part about ice cream cone cupcakes, is that it's just different. It's something that you normally wouldn't do. And it works with any packet mix. I've used the cheapo 70-cent cake mix. I've used the more expensive cake mix, cupcake mix. It all works. It all bakes in the oven. You've just got to make sure that it's mixed right and that it's at the right level. And personally, I do try and like to keep it as neat and tidy as possible so you don't end up with the burnt bits around the side. But you know, a lot of kids don't care. They just want to eat it. And it's a nice sugar hit. So you kind of try to leave it to the end of the day before they actually eat it and send them home with a nice little sugar rush. It's a little bit devious, but yeah. It's always good fun to just do something different with your class. So if you are going to make these and decorate them at home with the intention of, you know, treating your kids, the way that I always transported them was in the muffin pan and taking them to school like that in the car. But the problem is if you're going over a long distance, chances are they're still going to tip over. So you kind of try and wedge things around it. Ultimately, the best way to do it if you're going to do that is just take them to school undecorated, and then you'll be able to put everything on it that you need at school, and then, you know, you're minimizing your risk of everything getting ruined. If you found a better way to decorate these, if you've done them before and you found a better icing or a better solution for doing that, please pop it in the comments below, because I'm really keen to try something different and see how it works. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys give it a go. If you liked this video or you are keen to give it a try, give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate the feedback. I'm going to pop my subscription button down below. You just hover over that and click to subscribe. And I'm going to put my shiny red laptop review at the top there in case you missed it. Great device. Check it out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks guys. Bye.